So you've been on Instagram or you've been on YouTube and you see these weirdos flipping Rolexes, like, you're probably seeing these and thinking, oh, wow, he just made 300 quid in that video. That's incredible. That's a lot of money, that is. But I'm going to tell you the reality of watch flipping. Bear in mind I haven't bought and sold like AP, Richard Mille, Rolex, Patek. You can earn a lot more money with them. This is just more for a more mid-range type of buying and selling. I only really bought and sold so I can actually experience different watches. I couldn't just keep picking and choosing the watches. I had to buy one, try it out, sell it, try another one, and sell it, and so on. It was also a good way of making money on the side with my 9 to 5. So apologies for the phone. It's not very professional, but I've got to read out my stats. These are the watches that I've bought before and what I've sold them for, so it gives you a realistic expectation. This Tag Heuer Monza that I've got right here, so I bought this for 1,300 quid. I serviced it, which cost me like 550 quid, and I'm looking to sell it for about £2,400. It's probably a gross profit of about 400 quid. So that's for the one I've got at the moment. Ones that I've sold in the past, so I had a Breitling Navitimer Montbrillant Datora A21330. Now I bought that for £1,961. I sold it for £2,064. After fees it was £2,016, and after delivery it's £2,000, meaning I made 39 quid. I also had a Tudor Black Bay 79733N. I bought that for £1,950. I sold it for £1,965. You see where this is going, can't you? After fees, it was £1,914, and after delivery, it was £1,900. So I lost £50 on that watch. Tudor Ranger, I bought it for £1,565. I sold it for £1,818. After fees, it was £1,771. After delivery, it's £1,755. Now you can kind of see that it fluctuates. It always depends on the market, and it always depends on condition of the watch. What I've found is that if there's a scratch on the crystal, a lot of people are turned off, even if it's, something that you can't really see. If there's any sort of blemish on the crystal, people just don't like it. And I understand that completely, but for me, if it's not in the way, I don't really mind. But it always depends on the piece as well. I had a Tag Heuer Aquaracer. I bought this for £786. I sold it for £861. After fees, it was £838. After delivery, it's £825. Now, I bought that watch purely for the box because the big Tag Heuer red box. I'm sad, I know, but I love watch boxes, and I have such a passion for watch boxes, and that's why I hate the Breitling box, because it insults me. I then had an Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean, the one with the orange bezel. It was a 2909.50.91. I bought this for £2,664, and then I sold it for £2,650. After fees, it was £2,581. After delivery, it was £2,570. So again, another loss. Now, I would make massive losses if it wasn't for me using the eBay selling fee sales. I would never sell any sort of watch on eBay without the selling fee sale, because the fees... Yes, eBay have got to make some sort of commission, but it is quite ridiculous. It's like 10%, I think, which is just... It's 8 or 10%, but it's a lot of money. So if you're considering doing something like this, just make sure you're using a selling fee sale. Just don't sell at a normal rate, because you won't make anything and you will make a lot of loss. But if you're doing it in the sense of, you're buying them, enjoying them, and seeing if you like it, and then if you don't like it, selling it, happy days. You're going to lose about 100 quid on each watch, but, just see it as you've paid £100 to trial a new watch. That's why I'm not too upset with the money I've lost. I tried these watches and I enjoyed them. So I had another Omega Seamaster. I had the Planet Ocean. This one was with the black dial. It was the 2200.51.00. I bought that for £2,350. I sold it for £2,670. After fees, it was £2,604. After delivery, it's £2,590. So quite a healthy profit margin on that one, to be fair. I then bought a Tag Heuer Monaco CAW2111. I bought that for £2,407. sold it for 2,714. After fees, it was 2,644. Then after delivery, it was 2,630. So another decent profit, to be fair. I had that one for quite a while, though. I think that took about 3 months to sell. So you probably listen to some of these numbers and thinking that's quite a lot of money, but this is over a long time. Most of the watches don't sell very quickly. So it's a bit of a patience game. But what I did was I bought them. As soon as I had a selling fee sale, listed them, enjoyed them. If it didn't sell, had them for longer. It's not too bad when a watch takes quite a while to sell because you get to enjoy it for longer. I had another Omega Seamaster. This was the 2541.80.00. This one was really nice. It didn't have the blue bezel. It had the steel bezel. Really nice. I bought that one for £1,591. Sold it for £1,669. After fees, it was £1,626, and after delivery, it's £1,616. So I almost broke even on that one, but I very much enjoyed that watch, to be fair. Omega Speedmaster reduced. I didn't really like that watch, to be honest. It was a bit too small for me, but I bought that for £1,835. Sold it for £1,950. After fees, it was £1,899, and after delivery, it was £1,885. So again, I made 50 quid, but this is the biggest profit. I bought a Tag Heuer Monza. You know I love the Monza. The Tag Heuer Monza CR2110. Now, I bought this for £1,271. But when I bought it, a day after, I didn't even wear it. The hands fell off. I said to the seller I could either return it to you or I'll just have a partial refund so I can cover the service. And that's what he did. So I basically paid for that watch £881, which is ridiculous. So factor in the service, which was about 450 quid. So up to around about £1,300 here or there. I sold it for £3,314. After fees, it was £3,099, and after delivery, it was £3,085. So basically £2,000 profit on that one. But again, that took about 4 or 5 months to sell. So, you know, you probably hear £2,000. It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but it took a while to sell. So that was a great sell. By the way, the fees are a bit more because I sold that one on Chrono24. That's the only watch I've ever sold on Chrono24, and I didn't really like the experience. I sent it. She said she was on holiday, and she said just deliver it anyway, and then when I get back, I'll see it. And Royal Mail tracking just wasn't working with Chrono24. I messaged them and they said, well, we've got a problem with Royal Mail at the moment. So I was basically left in the dark where my watch was, and I didn't have a clue. I had to wait about 10 days for my money to get to me. So it was a bit of a nightmare situation knowing that I've just basically sent my watch off and I haven't had any money for it. I mean, with eBay, if you've had your account for quite a while and you sold some things, you get the money next day. With eBay, you get the money and then you send it. But with Chrono24, you've got to kind of trust them, and it's a bit... I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest with you. I had another Montbrillant. I had the A48330. I bought it for £2,728. I sold it for £3,175. After fees, £3,106. Then after delivery, it's £3,090. So it's just over £300 profit, which isn't too bad at all, to be fair. Really good. The Breitling Colt A73380. Now that's the one that I've shown in the watch collection video. That will be a loss. They were selling for about £1,400 when I bought it. I bought it for £1,500, but the one I bought was a really good example. I did offer a bit too high on the one I bought, but I wanted it quite badly, so I offered a bit higher and they accepted, so I don't regret it anyway. I think £1,200 at the moment in today's market, that's quite high, but I expect my one to sell for that, to be honest, but I'm not selling it anytime soon. Breitling Superocean A13340, bought for £1,300, sold for £1,669. After fees, it was £1,626. After delivery, £1,616. Now, it was a good 300 quid. That one didn't take too long to sell, actually. I think that sold within 2 weeks, so that was quite a healthy one, to be fair. Heuer Aquaracer CV2010. One of the worst bracelets I've ever felt. The basic Tag Heuer bracelet. I really didn't like that bracelet at all. It felt really cheap, but bought for £922, sold for £1,010. After fees, £983. After delivery, £975. So quite a small profit margin, but yeah, that one sold pretty quickly, which is good. I didn't really enjoy that watch. The case was a bit too tall for me also. Not my favourite. I had another Omega Seamaster, the 2542.80.00. Bought for 1,425, sold for 1,519. After fees, it was 1,460. After delivery, 1,450. So I made 25 quid. Now, I must admit, the Seamasters, be really careful with them. The different references mean a lot. You know, you can have the same model with a different reference and it could be worth £400 more. This is what I found out. So if you're thinking about investing, I would not go for a Seamaster, if I'll be honest with you. So this is my biggest loss I ever made. This was such a hard pill to swallow. It was really, really tough at the time, but I needed the money, so I had to get it gone. It was up for sale for about 4 months, but I bought it for £1,550. I sold it for £1,019. After fees, it was £993, and after delivery, it was £985. So I lost over 500 quid on that watch. And that's the last vintage watch I bought. I just couldn't. The market was so small on it. I don't know why I bought it. It was a bit of a spur of the moment thing, and I really regret it, obviously, because I'll be £500 richer if I didn't do it. Tag Heuer Monaco WW2119. I bought it for £1,503, sold it for £2,199. After fees, it was £2,142, and after delivery, it was £2,134. Now, that's a lovely watch. I've mentioned one of them recently, really nice. I've had some other ones. I had a Tag Heuer Monza CR5111, and I made about 600 quid on that. I've got all this research from my eBay accounts and everything and Corona24, and I matched up the buying and selling, but not everything was showing for some reason, so that's why I don't have every watch. I've got probably about 8 more than that list, so I hope that shows some reality of the buying and selling. It's not all swinging roundabout. So you see all these shorts like saying, oh, I'm just going from this one vendor, going to buy it for this much, to go to this other vendor, I'm going to make about 500 quid. It doesn't really work like that. And, you know, they're always going to show the glory, and they're not going to show you the bad points. And most of these people aren't earning much anyway. So don't get coerced by them. That's the reality of it. Obviously, as I said, Patek, Richard Mille and everything like that, you can make thousands upon thousands on them. But these are just the ones I've bought for under £5,000. The way I did it was I paid for a watch under £2,200 mostly, and I used to get PayPal credit, and with that it had 4 months 0 interest, and with that I had 4 months with 0 interest. So I used to buy it on that, and then when it sold I used to pay it off and then do it again. If it wasn't for PayPal, I wouldn't even be able to start. I had quite a lot of savings from my job, but I didn't want to put all my money into a watch where I could risk it all. So the PayPal thing's great. You can also have PayPal Pay in 3, which is also really good for this, but the 0% interest is a bit better and you get the extra month. But the 4-month one is a bit better because you don't have to pay anything. I think the minimum amount you've got to pay every month is like £18 or something. So I used to pay 3 lots of £18, and then just before the 4th month I'd pay it off. So it's a pretty safe way of doing it, and yeah, without PayPal I wouldn't be able to do it. I would say give it a go. If you're looking to experience all different watches, I'd give it a go, but I wouldn't do it as a money making thing. I would do it because you enjoy watches. If you're someone that doesn't enjoy watches but's just looking to make money, don't do it. It's not worth it. I think people underestimate how much time eBay actually takes up. Taking pictures, descriptions and everything like that, it takes a while. And also you've got to lumber yourself to the post office unless you want to get a collection. It's a lot of effort for not really much money. And with that one that I made £2,000 on, that was an anomaly. I must admit, that doesn't happen ever. One tip I would say is a good thing to do, especially with Tag Heuers, if you buy one really low, if you buy a beaten up one below the going rate on the market, get them serviced and then you'll be able to sell them for even more. It works with Tag Heuer because their service prices are really reasonable, but for places like Breitling, 700 up to £1,000 for servicing, you've got to be wise with that. So, but I stuck to Tag Heuer, Breitling, Omega. I think that was it. I had only them three. I don't know if I read out another one, but I really only stuck to them three because I knew more about them. I did a lot of research on them. So if you have any questions on them, I'm happy to answer them. Do this because you enjoy watches. Don't do it because you're making money, because you're going down the wrong avenue. So yeah, that's the reality.